Packing cubes, how do they work? Today I want to talk about the benefits, and then I want to show you how to use packing cubes. So if you ever found yourself with a messy briefcase, these little things can help you stay really organized. If this is your first time watching my channel, I like to make videos about organization, packing, and give you some general travel advice. And since packing cubes are such an important part of travel, I think it's important to get it right. Today we'll dive into it. First off, we'll start with how do you fill up the packing cubes. So generally I think it's best to roll your clothes when you put them in a packing cube. Now the reason is that it's going to be a lot easier to see the things once you put them in here. And today I'm going to put all of this stuff into these tiny little cubes, and I'm going to split them into putting the larger items such as pants, shirts and sweaters into the larger cube, and I'll keep the small cube for stuff like underwear, socks, maybe bathing suits as well. So let me show you how to roll up some clothes. So I'm going to roll all the clothes. Like I said, it's a lot easier to stay organized this way. I have individual guides on how to fold and roll all the individual items in other videos that you can check out if you want. I'll put a link to the playlist in the description. But for now I'll just go quickly through it so we can get on with the video. So a simple way to roll underwear, especially for men, is just to fold it over once, fold it over one more time, and then starting from the bottom, you roll it up towards the waistband. I'm just going to continue doing this for all the clothing items, and the same goes for the shirts. Like I said, I have more detailed videos on this that you can watch. Alright, so I have rolled up all the clothes into more manageable forms. Like I said, I like to separate the undergarments from the larger clothes. So I'll start off filling this little small packing cube for you first. How I do this is that I line this up, and I don't like to overfill the packing cubes. The reason is that it's often a little bit more difficult to open and close them if they're filled to the brim. Now, as for the shapes of the clothes, you kind of have to fit them to the packing cubes. So if you have, for example, a sweater that's too long, maybe you need to fold it in a little bit to be able to stack them in a nice way in the packing cubes. Now if you have something like shirts or perhaps bras or something that doesn't roll very well or will get very easily wrinkled, perhaps once you are done filling up the packing cube with the rolled items, you could stack it on top of the rest of the items. Anyway, this is what my underwear packing cube looks like when it's filled up. The reason why I like to separate them is that it's a lot easier to keep a system of things. Like I will have one packing cube here, and know this dark blue one is for underwear. And then I, for example, have this other packing cube over here, which is a lighter blue, where I, for example, will keep some shirts or something like that. Also, I find that it's more difficult to stack the small items nicely in the larger packing cubes, and often it turns into a huge mess if the things aren't stacked properly in the packing cube. Alright, so let's move on to the t-shirts and pants and sweaters. Like this, it's nice to keep them organized as well. You won't believe how much quicker you're going to be able to find your things in the packing cube. Alright, so now we've filled up both the packing cubes. Now I want to show you what I meant with stacking, for example, a shirt or something on top here, so that it doesn't get wrinkled as much. So let's say, for example, this t-shirt was a dress shirt, and perhaps I don't want it to be wrinkled. Then I would just normally fold it, and I would just put it on top here. Of course, this kind of obscures the view of the other items, but if you have something that really shouldn't be wrinkled, perhaps you want to put them on top, or you could get something else like a shirt packer or something that you could bring your shirts in. Anyway, let's close these things up. And as you can see, it's very easy to see everything in here. Now let's close it up. Alright. So I use these packing cubes by a brand called Eagle Creek. I find that they make the most lightweight and most sturdy packing cubes on the market. But if you're just going to use these for a regular vacation, perhaps something cheaper, like something from Amazon or the cheap ones from IKEA will do just fine. These packing cubes also have compression. I will say if you buy packing cubes with compression, they're going to take up a lot less space, but your clothes are going to be more wrinkled. Now, I am a big fan of compression myself, but this video is just about how to use packing cubes, so let's stick to that. Alright, so we're going to close up these packing cubes, like this. And I have one extra as well. So, how do we fill this in a briefcase? Well, it's quite simple really. Here is my little carry-on briefcase. So, I'm just going to put the packing cubes in to the briefcase, like this. And as you can see, everything is really organized in here. So if you wanted to, you could simply open the packing cubes while keeping them in the briefcase and take whatever you need, put it back in. Also, for laundry, I find that just keeping a plastic bag or some kind of laundry bag and just either dedicating one packing cubes to just putting laundry in there, or like splitting the packing cubes in half with the laundry on one side and something to split it apart works great. The other option you have is that once you get to your destination, you could easily just take the packing cubes out like this, open a drawer and stuff the packing cube in. Like I said, it's so easy to just open it up, keep it open. When you're ready to leave the hotel, simply close it back up and you're ready to go back home. So, like you can see, it's really beneficial to use packing cubes. It makes your stuff very organized. It's so easy to see everything you have in the bags, for one thing. Secondly, actually your things will take up less space, especially if you use this folding method that I showed you here. And frankly, yeah, I just love these packing cubes. And if you want to see more of these kind of packing and organizing travel kind of videos, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see how these packing cubes measure up against other systems like space-saving bags, I made a video about that as well that you can check out next right here. So, thanks for watching this video. Click on over to the next one and I'll see you over there.